This video will cover numbers 4, 12, and 13, which are all writing inverse equations. So the original function given, I'm going to make a table that includes a list of the original steps in the function, and then we'll undo those to write the inverse steps. So we want to follow order of operations. Everything in the square root needs to be described first. So in the square root we have a times 3 and a subtract 7, and then all of that is being square rooted. Now starting at the bottom of this list, we're going to undo each of these operations. So the inverse of square root is squared, inverse of subtracting 7 is adding 7, and the inverse of multiplying by 3 is to divide by 3. Writing a new function for that, the notation here, f negative 1x, that means the inverse of f. We want to square the x and then add 7 and then divide that entire expression by 3. So we get this first one here. Alright, problem number 12. Write an inverse equation for this. So using that same process, so this is the original list, multiplying by 1/3, or if you don't like the fraction, you could describe that as dividing by 3, and then adding 10. So then our inverse steps would be to subtract 10, and then multiply by 3. If we go in this order, we're subtracting 10, and then dividing that, multiplying that by 3. Make sure you're showing that the entire expression x minus 10 is being multiplied by 3 instead of just putting the 3 in front of the x. If you do that, you'll accidentally get this first one. So it's actually 3x minus 30. Okay, and number 13, this notation again means find the inverse of this function. So the original function, we want to describe what's in the parentheses first, which is subtracting 2, and then it's being squared. So the first step in the inverse would be to undo the squared, which is square root, and then add 2. So square root of x, and then adding 2 to that.